Hello. Numanuma22 here, and welcome to yet another tier list, because what am I good for if not a tier list? So today we get to combine two of my favorite things, tier lists and Digimon. And then let's add a third thing, judgment. Um, I am actually really excited. I'm actually planning a lot of Digimon content, and I figured this would be the easiest thing to start with before I go really in depth and show everybody just how obsessed with Digimon I am. I look good right now. I don't know why. I'm feeling myself. Sorry, guys. I'm just in a great mood. We are going to be ranking all of the Tamers throughout the Digimon series. This is going to include Digimon Adventure, Digimon Adventure 02, Digimon Adventure Tri, Digimon Adventure Last Kizuna. The beginning's not out yet, but so obviously that one's not going to be a part of it. And then I will also be, it'll also include Digimon Tamers, Digimon Savers or Data Squad, depending on what region you watched it in, I think. I didn't watch too much of it. And then Digimon Ghost Game. I will not be including Fusion or Cross Wars or whichever that series is. Frankly, I have never seen a single episode of that one. I was never a fan of it because it felt like they took something really, in my opinion as a kid, mind you, this was as a kid, they took something that I thought was really cool with DNA Digivolution, and then they ruined it, and I hated the concept as a kid. I'm going to give it a shot as an adult. I am. I did the same thing with Frontiers, and I ended up loving Frontiers, which does bring me to another one that's going to be excluded. I will not be including Frontiers because I do not consider the kids from Digimon Frontier to be tamers, because they didn't have a Digimon partner. They were their own Digimon, which was cool. And I did like, and it was unique and interesting, and I understand why it was hated at the time, but it's very much underrated. But they weren't tamers. So, yeah. I will give a heads up. I am not including any of the international Digidestin. I guess technically I'm including Willis. But he was a main character for a large thing. If I did all the Digidestin of like the international Digidestin, this would be like 9. There's so many of them. Maybe someday I'll do like a video on ranking them individually, or maybe I'll do their Digivolution lines. I don't know, but so we are going to go ahead and dive on in. And we're going to do this. So we are going to start with the adventures, all of them, all 4 adventures, and then move on from there, just because they're all there. I have their first introduction, so like you'll see that the photos that I have that aren't cropped horribly are going to be of the Tamers from their very first iteration. So we are going to start with the Digidestin. We're gonna come in swinging with Tai. He is super okay. I'm rating these based off of my personal feelings about the characters, about their partners, and about the relationships they have with their partners. I don't like Tai. It's not been a secret. I have never liked him, even as a kid. I thought he was too brash, and he was rude, and I thought he made a terrible leader, if I'm being frank and honest. I never thought that Tai should have been the Gogglehead. I know this far back, well, I say this far back, I don't know if we've had a female Gogglehead, which is upsetting. But Sora should have been the leader of this group, 110%. Even when she was doubting herself and going through her own thing, she was still helping make the group better and helping them move forward. But we'll get into her later. I'm going to put Tai at super okay. There's a good chance he's going to get pushed down. I'm going to be real with you. The reason why he's not automatically in things I hate it, I love Agumon. I hated Agumon as a kid. And I think it was just because I associated him exclusively with Tai. I love Agumon. He's adorable, especially the American dub. I don't love the Japanese version of Agumon, who is too food motivated. I definitely feel like the Agumon that we got in the States was a lot more of a personable character, and I liked him because he felt like a better complement to Ty. Even if I didn't like Ty, he was a better complement. So yeah, we're gonna put Ty in super okay, and then gonna follow it up with a 1-2 gut punch. Matt is going under him in super okay. Yeah. So here's the thing about Matt. Here's my issue with Matt. And it only gets worse as they get older, mind you. Their little rivalry thing, they never grow past it. I mean, even in Kizuna, they were still, like, I did not like their combative natures together. It just didn't work for me. And that's how they've always been. The only way that I'm going to accept Ty and Matt's relationship is if it's that. The tension. You could cut it with a knife. And I stand by that in the episode of, or the movie, one of the movies, the episode, whatever you call it, in Digimon Adventure Tri, when their friends lock them in the, what is that thing? The Ferris wheel together. I was like, oh, they're going to make out. Like this, they're in love. There's tension there. And I stand by that. There still is. But I'll like them more if they make it gay. I stand by it. But yeah. So I don't dislike either of them. My thing about Matt, I want to put Matt in front because I do prefer Gabumon over Agumon. I love Gabumon actually. And I do love the kind of diversion of, you have cool guy, too cool for school Matt, who is not just like cool guy, but also like a loner. And then you have Gabumon, who is super shy, not very outgoing, more of an introvert in a different way than Matt is. But he is very friendly and kind, which is a very different personality to Matt. Matt's entire arc in Digimon Adventure 01, whatever, that pisses me off is when he goes off on his own. And then like tries to fight Tai and Wargreymon with Metal Garurumon. It's just, I hate that whole thing because it made no sense. He didn't fall for the tree's tricks, but then did at the same time. The tree, what is he called? He's not Cherrymon I don't think he's Cherrymon in the dub. Jiraimon, something like that. But yeah, so they fight. And it's just stupid. Just everything about it was so dumb. And then all of his friends were like, we forgive you, like we need each other. And he was like, no, I gotta go be on my own to understand that I need friends. Like, bitch, just listen. It's really easy. So yeah, so he's going into super okay. I don't think any other characters are gonna get this much of a deep dive as these two did. We're gonna go to Izzy, who I love Izzy, especially as he gets older. I'm putting him in God tier. I love Tentomon too. Tentomon is phenomenal. I love the idea of giving the introverted genius a partner who is kind of scatterbrained and like just there, and I absolutely adore that. I 110% adore Tentomon. He is one of my favorite Digimon partners because he just is so great. And Izzy is also great. Like, Izzy is a dick, and he starts off with that kind of aggressive, like, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, like, I get that. But he comes around, and when he does, he grows attached to his friends. I actually really love Izzy in the reboot. I know a lot of people don't like the reboot. I loved it. I thought it was fun. It was a cool take on the original story. And then Izzy, as he gets older, too, so, like, in 02, becoming kind of a wise mentor almost to the new Digidestin for a bit, and then on top of that, in Tri, him kind of coming into his own as a person and growing. He's just a super cool character, and I really love Izzy. I wish we got, I don't think he was in Kizuna at all. I mean, I think he was like with Joe, where it was just him in the like dreamscape that Manoa Bellucci set up, but I don't know. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert for Digimon Last Kizuna. If you didn't watch it yet, it's been out for years, and the new one's literally coming out this month in Japan, next month in the States. So, yeah. Sorry, my Digivice is going off. It's going to probably make some noises. Yeah. Anyways, so Yeah, I love Izzy. Now, we get to one where I have such a polarizing opinion of Mimi. I adore Mimi and Palmon for that sake, and her whole line. Togemon to Lilymon to Rosemon, absolutely obsessed. I adore her. I love that they gave kind of the vain material girl this like earthy plant Digimon because it was unexpected, and I thought that was so great. I love when they did it in Survive. I forgot about the Digimon Survive Tamers. Nah, that'll be, you know what, we'll do video game Tamers. I will do that this will be for the anime, and then I'll do one for the video game, because there's a lot of characters in the video games as well. I won. Of course I did. Thank you, Scorpio Mom. Okay, so I'm gonna put Mimi in God tier for now. She's going below Izzy. Because 02 and Try Mimi are probably some of my all-time favorite characters. You know what? Try Mimi gets put into God tier. I'm sorry. Try Mimi is the best. She's just so good. And I love her so much. And I'm vastly upset. If you couldn't tell, not the biggest fan of Matt and Ty. And that was probably the biggest issue I had with the reboot was it was the Ty show. And that's why I didn't love Kizuna. I understood why it was going to be them. I knew it was going to focus on those two. But you have such a great ensemble cast, and it just felt wasted that most of them were sidelined for a majority of the movie. So, yeah. Then, next, we have good old Sora, Break My Heart Sora, who is going at the top of God tier for now. I adore Sora and Biyomon. Their relationship is great. I cry every time the reboot happens in Try when Biyomon rejects Sora. Like, that breaks me. And then when Sora gets her frickin' spine crushed trying to protect Biyomon, and Biyomon realizes, like, who she is to her. Oh my god. And then, last Kizuna, her not being able to fight because Biyomon has already faded. Oh my god. It just, like, ripped me to pieces. And Sora is, in my opinion, the gogglehead of this generation. I don't care. You could say whatever you want. Sora should have been the leader of this group because she was the one who led them. Let's be honest. Like, Ty made decisions, but half the time decisions were bad. And he was stupid. Here we go. So, yeah, Sora's going top of God tier. I don't want to say that I hate Joe. So I'm going to put him at the bottom of super okay. And here's why. Joe grew somehow both the most and the least. My thing with Joe is that every character development he had would just kind of vanish anytime a branch of time passed. And I need to remember, because I'm rewatching Adventure right now. I'm almost done with 02, and I am then going to dive right into Try, because I'm trying to rewatch all of Adventure before I go see the movie in November, the new movie. But Joe, his whole story arc in the first season was he was basically killing himself to try to become the perfect vision of what his father wanted, become a doctor, and he doesn't even want to be a doctor. And it's kind of that realization that helps him grow, that, you know, even helps him kind of realize the meaning of his crest of responsibility in the dub, of course, that like he, like, you know, he doesn't want to be a doctor, and he shouldn't do this to himself just to make his dad happy. And then, if I'm remembering correctly, he does, though. Like, he continues doing the doctor route and being miserable, and constantly, every time he's reunited with Gomamon, like, I think in 02 it was a lot more played down, but he was still doing the medical thing. And then in Try, like, basically is the worst partner to Gomamon. I mean, yes, he comes through and helps Gomamon finally reach Mega Level, which, iconic episode. I actually do love that episode. Except for, goddamn, Leomon, man. I just wish, we'll get to that later. But I really think that Gomamon deserved better. I did love Gomamon as a opposite to him. So you know what? I'm actually going to put him, I'm putting him at the top of Super Okay. I think I still like their dynamic more than I like these two characters in general. Okay, so now we're going to get to where I'm going to have to start moving things around because not everybody can be God tier, but I freaking love TK and Kari, and we'll get there. I'm going to move Izzy to decent. You know what? I'm going to move Mimi to decent too, and she still is above Izzy because of her because of 0-2 and Tri persona in general, but 0-1, she takes a lot of hits in terms of like just selfishness. But then there's the scene where Lilymon happened. And then like Leomon low-key dies because of her. Like, we'll just leave it. We'll leave her there. TK. Let's get to TK. Once again, if you guys will notice, I I don't usually care for main characters. And it's not even that I dislike Davis in 0-2. It's just that why the hell is Davis the gogglehead? The leader. Ty literally says the leader of the Digidestin wears goggles. Like, I'm sorry. TK and Kari literally saved worlds as toddlers. Like, they've been through this. They've done this multiple times. How the hell is TK or Kari not the leader of the 0-2 Digidestin? That makes no sense to me. And, like, don't get me wrong, I do love Davis. I actually do really like Davis. Leagues better than Ty. But still, like, the leader? The day one leader? Ridiculous. So, the only reason I could think is that maybe Ty thinks he was going to be the leader because he was the only one with a working Digivice and the Digi Egg of Courage. So, like, maybe, but still ridiculous. TK should have been the leader, and I love TK. TK is adorable. He's immature, but he's the right amount of immature for a child. There's moments where Kari was almost too mature, but I still am obsessed with Kari, so let's not do that. But TK, and he just gets better with age. Honestly, TK's character, the building of him, and you guys are gonna see this. I do not dislike any of the 0-2 primary tamers. I love them all. And so here we go again. We're gonna go ahead and throw Kari up in God tier behind TK. So the reason why she's going behind TK, and I already want to change it, but I'm sticking with this decision for now. The reason why is because Kari is what I would consider one of those lost potential Digidestin. So the thing about Kari, and I don't know the full story, but I do know that there was like crazy amounts of writer changes during 0-2. It's why they started and dropped like 3 different storylines. Kari's Dark Ocean storyline could have made her the best tamer, in my opinion. That connection she has to both the Dark Ocean and homeostasis, that ability she has. I mean, she had the ability to just surge the Digimon partners with energy from the light within her. I mean, her crest of light is like both of the angelic crests, even in the reboot, are hugely important. And I did kind of like that TK and Kari kind of were more together in the reboot in terms of like them joining the group. But I absolutely love Kari, and 0-2 Kari, amazing. Once again, could have been the leader of the group. I think she might have been a little too passive with the group for her to be the leader. That's the only reason why I would say maybe TK over Kari, because Kari is a lot more of a people pleaser. TK is too, but he also knows how to be there for everybody. But I don't know. I could just be talking to my ass. And then Tri Kari, amazing. I love Kari from Tri. And then Last Kizuna as well. Last Kizuna Kari is also phenomenal. Kari is just great. Just like TK. I love both of them. Only issue I have with Kari, aside from the storylines for her that kept getting dropped and then like sloppily tied up, Gatomon, I do love Gatomon. I understand the lore reasoning in the original iteration of why Gatomon is permanently in champion level. She naturally digivolved from basically torture to survive Myotismon. Fully understand that. It's kind of a badass story. What sucks is I love Salamon as a partner. Salamon is probably one of my all-time favorite Digimon. Or Plotmon for any of you sub enthusiasts. I love Salamon so much. Reboot Kari? I am sorry. There is no reason for Reboot Gatomon to be Gatomon. Because it just doesn't check out with the whole, like, oh, she was enslaved while they were doing their thing. Because, A, she joined them a lot sooner in the reboot. To the point to where, I mean, not too much longer after TK joins, if I remember correctly. And that's the thing. My thing is either Patamon was going to be permanently Angemon, or Gatomon is going to be permanently a rookie as Salamon. The other option is just make Gatomon a rookie. 02, I did like that they powered her down for it to make sense. I almost wish that something had forced her to de-digivolve. I think that would have been interesting, especially for Gatomon living most of her general life as Gatomon. I think that would have been an interesting storyline to weave of her having to get used to being a rookie, which she did in a way, but she still was Gatomon. So I stand by that. I think that as much as I do love Gatomon, I like Gatomon as a champion. I want my rookie. So yeah, so that's my beef with Kari Kamiya. But that wraps up our Digimon Adventure 1 primary cast. Now we're going to bring on to 02, where we're going to start with Davis and Vmon. I love Vmon. Vmon is probably one of my favorite Digimon, which is wild. Once again, not usually a huge fan of the, like, primary partner. But something about Vmon, XV, something about XVmon, but we'll talk about that a different day. But XVmon and all of his, like, Ladramon, or Raydramon, whatever it's called in the dub, Magnamon, Flamedramon, like, I just love them. I think they're so cool. And Vmon is just such a cool little guy. I even like his alternate forms from Tamer. So I love, Vdramon, Arrow Vdramon, All Force Vdramon is the GOAT. Adore. And something I am really hoping is we get to see all of their natural ultimates, because we only get to champion and then armor and then DNA for them, DNA Digivolution for them. So I really hope we get to see Hawkmon, Armadillomon, Wormmon, and Vmon all reach their ultimate level. And I really hope we get an armor Digivolution for Wormmon, but we'll get to that later. So I do love Davis. I like Vmon. Davis does have a lot of growth in the series. And I just think he's a good character. I think he has kind of the good parts of Tai, but kind of got rid of a lot of his bad parts as he grew as a character. I like that he was kind of supposed to be a representation of Tai's courage and Matt's friendship, and I think it worked really well for him. Now we get to two characters I absolutely love, but I got issues with for their own reasons. So we're going to start with Cody, or Ida? Ida? I can't remember his name in the sub, but the thing with Cody that I love Armadillomon. I think that the lazy cowboy western talking armadillo as the shy, practiced martial art, student partner is so cool. I think it is such a funny dynamic seeing the kind of difference between them. Cody should have had the Crest of Love. He should have had the Crest of Love. I'm okay with him having the Crest of Reliability, because that did make sense for him. Cody should have had the Crest of Love. And I stand by that, because Cody's whole thing is he cares so much about everybody else. He is there for everybody else. He wants to, he wants to be, he wants to be there for everybody. And he's the first to, I don't know. I really can't fully describe it, but I know he deserves the Crest of Love more. But the crest of reliability, and I do like that in the start of 02, Izzy tells Cody that he reminds him of his friend Joe. I think that's, yeah, he reminds him of his friend Joe. Was it Joe? Am I remembering this incorrectly? Because I know for sure Sora talks to one of them about reminding them of Mimi, who's just a friend. Yeah, it was. She talks to Yoli and reminds her. You know, she tells her that she reminds her of her friend Mimi, who didn't want to fight either. And I think that was a really great way to kind of foreshadow Yoli getting the crest of sincerity, or the Digi Egg of sincerity. But yeah, Cody should have had the crest of love, and I fully believe that. Especially just because of his relationship with his grandpa, it just worked. But I understand why they didn't exclusively, because they were giving it to Yoli, and for Yoli it made sense because Yoli had a flying partner, but also like Armadillomon's not a bug partner, an insect partner. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Yoli. I do prefer Yoli to. I actually love Yoli, and I'm gonna talk about why. So obviously, that's the whole point of this video. So Yoli and Hawkmon are phenomenal. Their combination is great. Hawkmon being this like gentlemanly presence, and Yoli being this chaos, this little bundle of chaos who I love. She should have had the crest of knowledge, and it bothers me that she doesn't, because they were very much setting her up to have the crest of knowledge. She literally, in her first moments, she's introduced as being the tech whiz. She's basically a genius. And her first real interaction outside of school is her fixing Cody's computer and like rebuilding it. And I was like, as a kid, I was like, oh my God, she's going to have the crest of, she's going to have the crest of knowledge. And then they didn't. They gave her the crest of love because, girl, that bothered the hell out of me. And it still bothers the hell out of me, because I'm sorry, I love Yoli so much. She is not a loving person. She has bursts of love and affection for others, but she is the first to be like, nah, fuck that guy. Let's beat him up. Let's kick his ass. And I love that about her. And I think she should have had the crest of knowledge. And the crest of sincerity does work for her, because she is that brutally honest, kind of like Mimi. She has to learn to kind of think about what she's saying. And I think she does really well. Also the slap scene between her and Kari, I think that just iconic. But I do love Yoli. I love Aquilamon and Halsamon, which does suck because I do wish that I really wish that she had the crest of knowledge. So yeah, so not bad, but I think that they should have been switched. Now, you want to know who had a perfect crest? Ken Ichijoji. Ken Ichijoji is one of the best written characters in anything, and I stand by this. There's only one downside to him, and I will get into that. So Ken obviously starts the series off as the main antagonist, the Digimon Emperor, who is basically the largest pile of garbage you've ever seen. And it's explained well, where like he and there's some things that kind of like deter from this, like the puppy kicking scene. But my biggest thing with Ken is that he truly believed the digital world was a video game. He did not think it was real life. He thought these were just other players that he was messing with. And like, I get it. We've all played Grand Theft Auto or Fallout and been the bad person. He truly believed that's what he was doing. It was just this really intense kind of digital world that he could do whatever he wanted in. However, when he realizes it, when he plays it back through his head, and I think he does die. He comes back as a Digi-Egg, of course. But it's when Wormmon sacrifices himself, when he remembers that Yoli, Cody, Davis, Kari, and TK all had their Digimon partners as babies at the soccer game. That's when it clicks for him. And he throws off the glasses, and like the outfit sheds off, and he realizes what he has done. That, I think, is when he shows his truest, like, that character is very Zuko for me. Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Very much that same kind of like, he knows he doesn't deserve retribution, but he's going to do his best to make it up to the people around him anyways. And it takes some time to join the group. And I do love that. Here is where my issue is with Ken. All of that character development was so good, so real. And then they decided, oh, but we're going to also make it because he was infected with evil. Like, no, just let him have this moment. He is a kid. Kids are flawed. They do not know. They don't know better. And so he wouldn't have known better to assume that this world wasn't just some video game. However, I do have issues with that too, because, like, you know, everyone knows about Digimon. They all saw it happen. They're all from the same area, but whatever. So I totally, like, I just hate that they kind of underwrote his story when they finished it with, oh, but he was infected with evil. Like, okay. Because even the crap with his brother was so well written to me as a kid. And, you know, I'm enjoying it now currently, actually. I love Kenichi Joji. Wormmon is one of the best partner Digimon. You cannot change my mind. Stingmon's great. I would love to see him become Jewel Beemon and then Bancho Stingmon. Because hell yeah, I love Banchos. I love all the Banchos, to be honest. So yeah, so I think that they're pretty great. They are going second place in my God tier list. Now we're gonna get to another great Digimon character who I think if he was a primary character for like the rest of the season, I think it would have worked out really well. We're going with Willis from America. I love Willis. He has two of my favorite Digimon, Terriermon and Lopmon. He has the twin Digimon. It's the two Digimon that I always make sure I start with whenever I start a new game of Digimon World Next Order. They're great. I mean, they're the twin Digimon. They're phenomenal. My only gripe with Lopmon and Terriermon, they don't have a DNA Digivolution form. That upsets me. Physically, that upsets me. Whatever. But Willis is so cool. I mean, he's on this journey to try and save his partner Lopmon, who has been infected with something. I know the dub story of the movie is ass backwards. So I am excited that we're getting full dubbed versions of all of the movies, not the smashed together Fox Kids one, which was great for its time. And I do own it on DVD, and I do love it. But Willis is just such a cool character because it's that uniqueness of him having twin Digimon partners, and it's the heartbreak of him realizing that in order for Lopmon to finally be free, he has to kill Lopmon, and having Terriermon kind of get to that point, first digivolving for the very first time into Gargomon, which was kind of cool. And then seeing him use the Digi-Egg of Miracles, I think, to become Rapidmon Gold version was just so cool. I absolutely adored the Digimon movie, even though it was a bastardization of 3 different movies smashed together. So I absolutely love that. Next we have someone I like. I really love Zero Two's theme of... I love their theme of there's no true evil, if that makes sense. Like their theme of rehabilitation. But Oikawa was another one where it kind of felt shoehorned in. So 2 things that I stand by. If I remember correctly, Oikawa and Cody's father were best friends growing up. This is another one. Gay. They were gay. Gay. I think I did a Twitter post about it when I last rewatched this, like last year, about how they were just super gay and Digimon was too afraid to say it. I actually really do like Oikawa as a tamer. I know he gets to Terriermon and then dies, which is really traumatic for the poor Digimon. Which is also implied that Terriermon dies as well. Terriermon? Diderimon? I know it's Pipimon or Pipismon or whatever in the sub, but it's implied in a lot of places that when a tamer dies, their partner dies, like Digimon Survive rules, which is wild. So that sucked, but I did love that he used his energy to, as he was dying, to shield the digital world, and I thought that was so cool. So absolutely, I actually do really like Oikawa, but as a character, he's okay. I think if we were given a little bit more of him trying to be a better person, I think it would have been better. Also, if they made him gay, he would have shot up to God tier. There we go. That's what you gotta do. All right, now we're going to we're getting to a I don't even know how to like start this. We're getting to a character that is controversial, and I have a controversial take on her. And it's that I love Mako so much. I wish I didn't love Mako this much. Also, we're moving Davis to super okay. Sorry. Okay. I love Mako. I think Mako Mochisuki is one of the absolute GOAT. Like, one of the greatest hated tamers of all time. I believe she was shoehorned in. So there's a running theory. I don't think it's confirmed, but there's a running theory that Dinamon was supposed to be Gatomon. There is a theory that the entire storyline was supposed to revolve around Gatomon becoming this great evil and Kari having to come to terms with her Digimon dying. So I don't know. I kind of do believe that theory, especially if you look at the like replica of Gatomon and Meicoomon. Now Meicoomon, if I remember correctly, she was heavily altered. I think it was by the X antibody, right? No, she was studied upon, and I think that's why it's been a while since I've seen Try like fully and actually paid attention. But I want to say Meicoomon, similarly to Gatomon, naturally digivolved into into her champion form and then stayed there because of the testing and stuff. I don't fully know. I do not remember. But all I remember is I never thought that. I didn't think Try deserved that much hate. Ty did in Try because that was stupid. Oh, I'm not going to save people's lives because I don't want to break a bridge. Shut the fuck up. Stupid. Anyways, back to Mako. I think part of what I love is that I think they could have saved Meicoomon. I think that they could have, if not saved, they could have done what happened to Lopmon in the movie and have her die but to be reborn and try again, basically. I believe they gave a reason why she won't be recycled, but I still think it's stupid. And also I think it's implied that, like, you know, we never know, we're gonna see them again kind of thing. And I definitely think that Mako, I think she could have been a great Digidestin if they let her. I almost wish they abandoned the Meicoomon storyline when they got back to the digital world and gave them a different enemy that could have became Dinamon still. You know, I think that would have been a lot cooler, personally. I think it would have been kind of cool to see Mako live out that Digidestin trapped in the digital world thing, you know, when they go back there. I think it would have been great seeing Meicoomon become Maycrackmon and Razielmon. Raquel? Anyways, I think it should have been great. I think it was a wasted opportunity. I love Meicoomon and her I would have loved to see her prior forms, which I have deemed Maymon. What did I deem it? It's I think I always just give her Relamon as her start, as like the fresh, but I think her in training could have been called Maymon, Kumon, and then Meicoomon, which I think is great. But anyways, I love them. Next we have Maki. I hate her. She's stupid. And it's not even because of what she did. Like, I get it. Grief does all that stuff. But it's the way that she, like, immediately runs off Tapermon after the reboot. Doesn't play it cool. And I do get it. Years of this, she finally got it. But then she, like, gives up kind of quickly. Like, look at Sora and Biyomon. Sora refused to give up on being Biyomon's partner. She refused. Maki 100% didn't. and I just dislike her. She was always just weird and rude, and I understand trying to get a childhood friend back, but holy shit, she was willing to kill everybody else for it. And that is crazy. Which we'll get back into that, where I think it's done a lot better. Then we have good old Daigo, or Mr. Nishijima. I'm gonna be honest. He's just hot. That's what it is. Also, am I gonna put Matt? No, he's gonna stay there for now. Mr. Nishijima is just so hot. And I just remember when Try came out, and it was the scene where they all go to the bathhouse, and Mr. Nishijima is in his underwear, and I was just like, I could be your Bearmon. Which does bring me to Bearmon. Super cute Digimon partner. Underutilized in the series, in my opinion. And I would have loved to see more about him. Honestly, I would watch a prequel series about the original Digi-Destiny, even though we know it ends kind of rough. Yeah, kind of rough. But I'd watch it. And him as an adult, oh, chef kiss. I think he dies. Doesn't he die at the end of Try? Which does bring me to my issue with Try. The beef that the actual only real beef I have with Try. Because I actually enjoyed Try. I had fun with it. It was cool to see all these characters as older kids, as teens, almost adults, seeing them evolve like that. I get that Yoli, Cody, and Davis were missing, and Ken, but it's the fact that none of them seem to care. Especially TK and Kari. Like, I'm sorry, I would argue that TK and Kari should be closer with Yoli, Cody, Davis, and Ken, because they were closest in age, and they had their own formative, like, journey with them. And so, like, I am excited for Digimon Adventure 02 the beginning, because I think that that's going to be them righting this kind of wrong. I also don't think I don't think we were originally supposed to get a movie about the 02 kids. So I am really happy that we are. But yeah, that's my biggest beef with Try, is that their friends were straight up missing, and they were just like, okay, anyways, back to this school festival. Fucking idiots. Okay, so now we're going to get to a villain that I love. I think that Manoa Bellucci is one of the greatest Digimon Adventure villains. Now, here's why. I know it kind of contradicts what I said about Maki, where it was like, oh, she's willing to kill everybody else. But with Manoa, there's reasoning there. She's a freaking mad genius. She is a mad genius. That's like her whole thing. Her intellect was her downfall. And she saw it as that, because her partner Morphomon, who I am begging for a through line. I need something after Hootimon, or make Hootimon the ultimate. I don't know, but I love Morphomon so much. But Morphomon and Manoa, I have more issues with Kizuna than I do with Try. And it's because I think they call it like the Peter Pan syndrome, or the Peter Pan trope, or whatever, where, oh, once you're no longer a kid, you lose all your magic or your powers or whatever. And they did that. And then that was also wild, because that is claiming, because it was supposed to be when a chosen child's potential is gone and they've reached their max potential, their partner fades away. And here's my thing. Y'all think 22, 23, however old those assholes were, was their max potential? No. And then in the sake of Manoa, she loses Morphomon at like 14 because she's a genius. And once again, that doesn't mean she doesn't have any more potential. If anything, her potential's at its greatest. So I hate that story arc. But I do love that it warped Manoa to becoming this kind of badass evil scientist and creating a synthetic version of her partner in Eosmon. And I also might be biased because my best deck in the Digimon trading card game is my Eosmon deck. I wreck with that thing. Okay, so lastly, and a lot of people might be wondering why I have him first. I have Rio. Rio Akiyama. Rio's okay. I'm gonna be real, I don't remember a lot about Rio, but the reason why I'm starting with Rio instead of Takuma, or Takato, God, instead of Takato is because Rio was Rio does exist in multiple Digimon universes. You actually see Rio during the Digimon movie. He is one of the kids, I believe, emailing in to help the Digidestined, and then he's again in 02, where I think his partner is supposed to be Millenniumon, and Ken has to like destroy his partner or something. I haven't gotten there yet, but he's something in 02. And it has been confirmed by the creators that the Rio in Tamers is the same Rio. So I don't know if he's just like dimension hopping or universe hopping or what. But unfortunately, I don't know him. I sorry to this man, I don't know him. I do not know her. She is there. So, sorry, Rio. Now we get to Takato. I love Takato. I don't love Guilmon. I don't dislike Guilmon. I'm gonna put him at the... I'm gonna put him in decent, and I'm gonna put him above Mimi, only because I feel like Takato was the most realistic portrayal of a kid his age. And I really liked the writing for Takato. Guilmon was a cool concept. I did like the idea of Guilmon. A Digimon that some kid made up that came to life, and then it was just kind of like, no idea where we're going to go from here. And also the premise of Tamers was great. The cards, like, you bet your ass I just grabbed, like, a little notebook and a Digimon card and would swipe it. So yeah, I like Guilmon, and I do really like Takato. So they're going in decent. They're going in middle of decent. But you want to know who I like more than Takato? Henry Wong, my boy. I love Henry. He gets some points deducted because I frankly do not like... I don't like Terriermon's through line in Tamers. I don't love Rapidmon, and I don't care for Mega Gargomon. However, I do understand that... Well, no, never mind. I no longer understand it. Yeah, I don't care for Mega Gargomon. I thought it would have been a lot cooler if the 3 primary Tamers of this season all of their megas were Royal Knights. I say that, but I don't fully mean it because I do adore Renamon's through line in this one. I mean, Sakuyamon is just so cool. I wish we could have gotten Miko mode, because that's probably one of my favorite Digimon of all time is Sakuyamon Miko mode. And for that, Renamon is going in, or not Renamon. Well, yeah, but Rika is going in above Yoli. I think Rika, her development, and she's kind of the pseudo, she's kind of the Matt of this season and the crest of friendship, kind of. I think that Rika learning to care about her friends and have friends in general, and learning to have empathy towards the Digimon that she meets and faces is such a cool storyline for her, and I really like her. So she's God tier to me. Now that I'm thinking about Terriermon's through line, he's going into decent. I'm sorry. You want to talk about potential? You want to talk about lost potential? Jerry. And Leomon. Actually, I'm not going to put her there. I think I actually want to put her... She is only going in decent, and I have beef, and there's a reason why. Oh, sorry, Izzy. You're going to super okay. Also, just so you guys know, I do not think of these beforehand. If you couldn't tell by my rambling, I'm just going with it and hoping for the best. But yeah, so Jerry and Leomon. I get the Leomon curse. It sucks. I hate it. It makes me so sad because Leomon's actually one of my favorite Digimon. And not just because he made me feel things I wasn't ready to feel as a youngin', but I absolutely love Leomon, and I love his relationship with Jerry. And I hate what happens to him, but I do love that it does catapult Tamers to being the darkest season. I think still. I mean, Ghost Game at first looked like it was going to be as dark, but I have to finish Ghost Game, but I don't believe it gets as dark. But Leomon dying and causing Jerry to go crazy, and the darkness kind of taking the D Reaper kind of taking over was insane. I'm actually doing a video where I talk about like Digimon that didn't get to have their full like Digivolution line because of XYZ sad reasons, and like what I think their lines would be. And and Leomon's in there, but I really do love Leomon. It was also one of the things that truly set into effect that this was not the digital world we were used to, in terms of like he wasn't coming back, and that was huge. That was crazy. So yeah. Next we have Kazu. I don't like Kazu. He annoyed me. I hated Kazu, if I'm being honest. I did not like him. I like his partner. I feel like there could have been way better. I don't know. I just feel like Kazu and Kenta were kind of shoehorned in. I don't even remember if we ever see them digivolve. I mean, obviously Kenta's doesn't. Marine Angemon is the mega level. I don't remember. Well, I'm gonna be rewatching all of them, so that's on my list. Kenta I don't hate though. Kenta is gonna go at the bottom of super okay, and the only reason why, Marine Angemon. I love Marine Angemon. I love that they gave a male tamer this cute little fairy thing. I am obsessed with that. What I love more though, and that's she's going into decent, not because the character is kind of trash, not really, but Susie is a toddler. She's a little child, and Susie having the twin Digimon partner Terriermon I think is super cool. Once again, would have been a great moment for a DNA Digivolution, but they didn't do that in here. I don't think Lotmon ever reaches Cherubimon though in Tamers, but I do believe she at least gets to Antilamon, Lotmon is one of my all-time favorite Digimon lines, specifically the Cherubimon Virtue line. Actually, I love both of them. And then to boot, Antilamon is like top 5 favorite Digimon. I love Antilamon. So yeah, then we get to Ian Mako. Ian Mako could have been great. Ian Mako are going above Kenta. I don't love Ian Mako. I'm okay with them. And I think because I think the concept was cool. I kind of like that they gave twins one Digivice. It was kind of that, it kind of gave that idea that, you know, like, because they were both born, or are they twins? They're not even twins, are they? Never mind. Maybe I don't like this idea. I do like the idea of two people sharing a Digimon. I think that is cool. I don't understand if they're not twins, why they had to share, now that I'm thinking about it. My brain was telling me they were twins up until this moment when I saw that they were different sizes. And Impmon's redemption is pretty wild. I think Impmon learning that, you know, love and friendship is not a bad thing was a really cool storyline. And I like that Ian Mako kind of got to be that for him a little bit. Once again, I need to rewatch it. Okay. Now we're getting into a season I do not know a lot about personally, okay? I hate Marcus Damon. He's a dick. He just is. I understand that's kind of like his thing. Also, does he not have goggles? I don't like that. I don't like Marcus Damon. His Agumon's also not the best version of Agumon by far. The only thing I love about this Agumon is he's massive, and I think that's great. The only thing I like about Marcus Damon is he throws hands with Digimon. I think that's fantastic. It's one of the things I actually loved about Tai in the reboot, was that he picked up a pipe and was beaten down, picked up branches and beaten down Digimon. I love that. Literally in the opening episode of the reboot of Adventure, Tai picks up an Argomon and just yeets him out of here, and I think that's great. So I do like that about Marcus Damon. Everything else I don't. His attitude's shit. His personality's shit, which is, you could say is the same thing, but they're both shit. His relationship with Agumon's cool, I guess. I just never got into it. Now, I do like this Agumon's through line. Possibly better than War Greymon through line. It's mainly because I don't like Metal Greymon, though. But yeah, no. So, I hate Marcus Damon. Now, in alternative, though, sorry, Kenta, you're going to think I hate it. In alternative, though, I actually don't dislike Thomas Norstein. I like Gaomon. That's a big thing about it, is I do like Gaomon. I like Mirage Gaomon. I like the through line for Gaomon, and Thomas he kind of reminded me of like a grown-up TK, and I liked that, I think. I could be remembering it wrong. I have not seen Sabers / Data Squad in years. I actually own the game, though, that I never played. I need to play that. But I do like Thomas. I'm going to go ahead and put him in super okay above Aoikawa. Aoikawa? Then we have Yoshi Fujieda. I love Yoshi. Yes. Is it because she was the main girl of the season? Yes. Is it because her stuff is pink? Yes. Is it because her partner is Lalamon and adorable? Yes. I love that technically she was the first Digimon tamer to have Rosemon. So I do think that's kind of funny, because it wasn't like anime official for Mimi until Tri, which came out years after Sabers. So I do love that. I almost wish because of that they gave Mimi Lotusmon. Although I kind of feel like, or Refleximon. Refleximon would have been cool. But Yoshi's phenomenal. She's God tier. I'm putting her at the end of God tier. I love that version. I love Lalamon. Sunflowmon is so ridiculous looking, but I love it. And then Lilamon is one of my all-time favorite Digimon. It took everything I loved about Lilymon and was like, what if she was pinker and cooler? I was like, fuck yes, let's go. And then Rosemon Burst Mode. Rosemon but pink? Guys, are you sensing a theme? I mean, it's pink. I love pink. Not the recording. Well, I do love the recording artist, but whatever. We'll get back to that. No, we won't. Why did I say we'll get back to that? Okay, so anyways, we're coming up to an hour, but luckily we're almost done. We're at the bottom half, the 9th inning. I don't know. Sports. So next we have Cryer Keenan. I hate Cryer Keenan. I do not like him. Actually, I think I hate him more, and I like Maki more than I like Kazu. I don't like him. He has my least favorite version of Falcomon. I like Peckmon and what is it, Ravemon, Chromon, whatever. I like his through line, but this version of Falcomon pisses me off. I like the purple and black. I think that's really cool. But guess what? That's a fucking owl. You're not going to look at me and show me that round ass head and say, "Oh, this is a falcon." That's an owl, bitch. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Who are we lying to here? That's an owl. And for that, and then also Cryer's annoying. He's also a copy of a Pokemon character. Like, there's no way he was not the Genghis Khan kid. Like, I get that, like, oh, well, that's a Tarzan kid. Like, yeah, but even almost in looks, it's a Genghis Khan kid. Genghis Khan. Right there. And I hate him. I hate him for it. Okay? Richard Sampson, I don't know her. But I do like Richard's partner, Kudamon. I don't like Kudamon with feet. That freaks me out a little bit. But the through line is really cool because I love Repamon. I've always loved Repamon. So yeah, Richard Sampson, I don't know him. Sorry, guys. Yes. And we're coming back at it again with Homer Yoshida. I don't know him. I do like Kamemon, and I think it becomes Guapamon, who I actually like. Love Guapamon. But I don't know Homer Yoshida. I don't remember anything about him. Oh man, I did remember that Marcus has a little sister and a father who both have Digimon partners. Because his father has Bancho Leomon, and his little sister has that big ass Biomon. Okay, if she was in this list, I'd put her at God tier. I'm just saying, because I just love that big ass Biomon. I don't remember anything about his sister, but massive bird, I'm in. Next we have two that I really don't know a lot about, Mika and Megumi, but also like I just kind of like that they both have a Pawn Chessmon. They're just different. Here's the thing, I and Maki, you're getting denoted. You're getting demoted to things I hate it. I'm gonna go ahead and put them at the end of Super OK, just because that was a cool gimmick. Once again, I don't think they DNA Digivolve, which does kind of annoy me. But yeah, I love that. The Pawn Chessmon are really cool. I kind of wish they were twin sisters, though. Once again, I'm just, if you're gonna have duplicated Digimon, I mean, I don't hate this, but it would have been cool if they were twins. That's all I'm saying. All right, we're finally at our most recent era, as far as I know, unless I'm just blind and not aware of things. And we are at Digimon Ghost Game, which I love. This was another season a lot of people don't like, and I understand that it's episodic and that it's very Monster of the Week, but for me, I grew up on OG Digimon, which was very Monster of the Week. I grew up on Charmed, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, I love a good Monster of the Week show. I can get down with it. I'm super into it. So, Hero and Gamamon. Now, here's what I'm going to say, and this is wild for me. Hero is my all-time favorite. He's not actually a gogglehead. He doesn't have goggles, but he is a gogglehead. He is my all-time favorite gogglehead. I love Hero. I absolutely love Hero so damn much. He's God tier for me. I'm actually going to push Yoshi down to decent because it's really just her aesthetic. But he goes right behind Ken for me. Gamamon's also adorable. I love Gamamon. I love all of his forms. I think it's really cool. Him having a branching evolution was kind of a cool gimmick. Because frankly, they didn't have too much in terms of like a raw gimmick in this one that I remembered. I did like that idea of them being able to swap in and out of the digital world where things aren't like physically affected. I thought that was cool, but I adore Hero and Gamamon so much. Then we have Ruli Tsukiyono. I love Ruli too. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. I love all three of them. I don't know. I'm gonna put Ruli at the bottom of God tier, and I'm going to throw Manoa down to decent. Because as much as I love Manoa as a villain, I think I prefer Ruli as a protagonist. And actually, we're gonna move Susie down to Super OK, because I've come to my senses. I really only like Susie, and she's going to actually go behind Izzy. I only like Susie because of her partner. I don't like Susie herself. Me and kids don't. I don't get them. I don't understand them. They're scary. And then, okay, here's the thing. I don't dislike Kiyoshiro. I love Jellymon. Kiyoshiro's okay. I do love that they gave a hyper-feminine partner, though, to Kiyoshiro. So another thing about Ruli that I loved, oversized Digimon partners, like rookies. So like, honestly, Renamon is another oversized one. I love them. I think they're great. I think that's why it's the only redeeming quality of Agumon from Savers is that he's huge. I love that. But yeah, so I'm gonna be putting my boy Kiyoshiro. He is going to go into decent. I'm gonna put him behind Henry Wong. That's the list, guys. Okay. What, an hour and 5 minutes. I just love, I could talk about Digimon all day. I could do a 5-hour video. I mean, just never shutting the hell up about Digimon because I love Digimon. So let's recap. In God tier, we have in the lead, and will probably never change, Sora. I love Sora so much. Beelmon's also great. Beelmon's not even like my favorite rookie Digimon, but her relationship with Sora and who Sora is as a person is what gets them into God tier. Then we have Ken, Hiro, TK, Kari, Rika, Yoli, and Ruli. That's our God tier list. I love all of them. They're great. And then decent tier, we have some other great ones. Some decent ones, actually. Manoa Bellucci, Yoshi, Henry, Kiyoshiro, Mako, Willis, Cody, Takato, I always forget his name, Mimi, and my girl Jerry. Poor Jerry Cato? I don't know. Super okay, we have leading the list Izzy, which does kind of feel... I'm so sorry I doubted you, Izzy. So actually, Izzy's at the end of decent, and Jerry kicks off super okay. Then we have Susie. We have Daigo, Davis. The only reason Daigo is above Davis is because Daigo's hot. Gonna be real with you guys. And then we have, what is his name? Thomas, Oikawa, Joe, Tai, Matt. And then we cap off the super okay category with Mika and Megumi. And then in the things I hate it category, we have Ian Maki. Ian Maki, right? Yeah. We have Kenta. We have Marcus, Damon specifically. We have Maki. We have Kazu. And then we have Cryer Keenan, who is at the very bottom of things I hate it. I just dislike Cryer Keenan. And then in I Don't Know Her, we have Richard Sampson, Homer Yoshida, and Ryo Akiyama. I just don't know. I don't remember enough about any of them to have a devolved opinion on them. But yeah, so that's our list. I love doing tier lists, and honestly, they do the best on my... They're the best performing things on my channel. So I don't know if this one will do best because Digimon's a very niche category. So if you found this video, hi, thank you. I love Digimon. Let's talk about it. Be my friend. Thank you guys again, though, for watching. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, like, and or comment. Also, feel free to check out my TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, which are all in the description below. Beneath that, you can find a link invite to the Discord channel, so feel free to hop on in, join the 282, come talk to me about Digimon theory, please. I love it. I'll never shut up. Or... I did open a new category in the Discord for trading card games, and me and my cousins do play Digimon TCG, so get into it. And then, yeah, so I just want to thank you guys so much for watching and putting up with my weird array of videos, those of you who do watch. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! I love Digimon. I need to learn was it the Digimon rap? Did they have a rap? Or am I just thinking of Smash Mouth? I know Smash Mouth had a song in the movie.